She's a best-selling author of 5 books, a Jewish activist, and she is now here on a very, very interesting trip, summit with different leaders in tech. Please welcome to the show, Samantha Ettus. Thank you for being here, and to see you not on my phone. I mean, you are always on my feed, doing an amazing job, and you don't look as exhausted as I know we all are from the past year and a half.
I know, right? What's exhaustion? It's just a 24/7 job. I relate to what you do every day.
It is full on. So talk about yourself. Were you this active before October 7th, or is this something that's just sprung into action like so many of us that have been triggered, like we have to do something?
I just heard the expression October 8th Jews. So I think I belong to that segment. I was an activist in many ways. I was an author and a podcast host and a radio host and a TV contributor for women and women's empowerment. And October 7th, 2023 was actually the date of my son's bar mitzvah. Wow. And the next day is when we really understood the gravity of what had happened. And on that day, I had a nice social media following at the time on Instagram, and I would normally have been posting cute pictures of, the bar mitzvah. And when I realized what had happened in Israel, I just immediately started posting about that, thinking, okay, I'll do this until the grown-ups show up, the experts in the Middle East and anti-Semitism in a few days. And when they didn't arrive, people started looking to me, and I thought, I'm kind of grossly unprepared for this position. And I started educating myself and reading a book a night and trying to play the role of someone who could deliver the truth in news. It's
so interesting because it's true. We've all of us that are, in the media, it was something that was a call to action, because I too can relate to that. I mean, I was here, obviously, working on I-24, but I felt a responsibility because of all of my friends abroad who are following me. Like, I felt a responsibility to share information from here. I think it's just this universal, collective oomph. So how did that affect your son's bar mitzvah? Also, on top of that, I mean, that doesn't, how are you able to, no limbo, no dancing? I mean, that was very weird timing.
No, we really did not know at the time the gravity of what had happened. It did not affect his bar mitzvah. However, he's a very thoughtful person, and so in hindsight, it's an odd day to share your bar mitzvah with. And I said to him, just like life, every day has great moments and horrific moments, and something wonderful and a mitzvah happened on that terrible day.
So explain more about your journey, because now you have so many followers. You are officially an influencer. Hats off to you, because people think it's just an easy job. It's not. It is a full-time job.
It is. I wake up every day and I try to decipher what the breaking news is, but also try to verify that it's true. So, even this week, our president shared information that wasn't true. So it's very, very difficult to find sources of news that are accurate and that I can share, but at the same time, I want to give people the news in real time. And so that's always the tension, is making sure that you verify it. So I spend a lot of my time on Telegram, because most of our news on Telegram hits 2 days ahead of CNN. And unfortunately, our traditional media outlets, especially the American ones, are full of what we now know is Iran-backed propaganda. It's very hard to compete against the money machine that is Qatar and Iran, that is basically brainwashing a lot of people. And it's hard to fight against.
And for it to come out like this, because this has been going on for quite some time, when we really thought mainstream media was mainstream media, and of course coming from the media and the news in the States as well, it really is quite alarming. But what has been the pushback? I mean, I imagine you have a family, you have kids, your name is now a very public name. There's many others like you that are doing this. Are you getting threats? Are you getting any kind of people trying to find where you are? I mean, that's a bit scary, or a lot scary.
Yeah. I really don't think about that. I try to think about what I can do to help. When I am in Israel, this is my second time here since October 7th, I just love it here. I feel so energized by the people and the culture and how resilient the people here are. And it honestly gives me strength and propels me with the fuel needed to go back and fight the battles online. So I feel like when I look at the sacrifices that the people in Israel make, the families make, for our country and for our safety, it seems like such a small sacrifice in comparison.
Well, that's also a very interesting point, too, because, like we saw on October 7th, everyone, Jewish people around the world, wanting to do something, but again, not feeling like it's enough because it is so big. It is so big, but we have to remember that every one person doing something in their own way is contributing, to the overall
I'm so glad you
momentum.
said that, because I feel like even if you just take on one battle at your child's school, or you start commenting online on your favorite influencer, or you become an influencer. I mean, we need thousands of me. We don't need 20 of me. We need all of you. So every person who does one thing is critical and makes a difference. There's only 15 million of us and our allies, and we need more of us.
But also frustrating because a lot of us have also learned that we're only talking to ourselves. I mean, that's also been another, we feel like we have to fight their narrative and do the hasbara, but at the same time, you start realizing how exhausting it's been, and are we getting to those people that maybe are open-minded and becoming more informed or having an open mind?
I think that what we have to realize is, yes, sometimes we're talking to the echo chamber, but for me at least, I come from a background that was all about women in business, and my following was mostly non-Jewish. And those people have, for the most part, not left me. And I hear from them, which I love, and I hear from them all the time.
That's the ultimate compliment.
It really is. They say to me, I would never know what's going on if it weren't for you. The other day I heard something really interesting, which is the idea that we kind of blame these other minority groups for not standing up with us. And what we have to realize is that they are literally not even seeing the information. It's heartbreaking to think about it, but they don't even know what's going on. It's not that they've decided not to be on our team. They don't even know that there's a team to choose because they've been inundated with misinformation.
Yes, and I think it is something that really has been very depressing for all of us. I myself have gone through this, as well. That people really, that you would think have critical thinking, that would want to get the facts, are just listening to whatever is being presented, which is a very scary state of our world.
It is. I think when you look at what happened post-October 7th and the fact that we thought the whole world would be on our side, how could you not after what happened? And what we didn't realize is that there was a propaganda machine 30 years in the making that was ready for this moment, coming out with misinformation and lies, and it's very hard to battle lies.
Now, finally, as I know you have a 13-year-old, I myself have a 13-year-old, I imagine that you're a role model as well to your son. What do you think what do you predict how this is going to influence also the younger generation, seeing such an active voice when it wasn't our world before October 7th. I mean, it is an October 8th thing, like you said. How is it affecting your son and his friends?
Yeah, I mean, he's 14 now. I have 3 teenagers, 1 in college, 2 in high school. And it's difficult for them. I think what we have to come to realize is that our generation was almost in a safety net in some way, and we did not grow up with the level of anti-Semitism that this generation
never at all.
facing.
I never experienced it in my life.
And I mean, listen, people have, but not to this extent. Even those that were growing up in towns where there were no Jews and they were the only ones, they dealt with it a little bit, but it wasn't a focus of their childhood. So I think what we have to realize is this is a different world, but we are more united than ever before, and that gives me so much hope, and I hope it gives you hope too.
Amazing. Thank you so much. It was really great to meet you, and keep up the good work. You're doing a great job.